Welcome. Thank you for joining us for episode 11 of Retro Rewind. I'm one of your hosts, William, and today we have a couple of great guests with us. We want to get them out as soon as possible. But first, we got to reach out and find out what the knuckleheads have been up to. Ryzak, what have you been up to, man?
Dude, it feels like I've been here for all 11. It's crazy. Like 11 episodes already. You guys are crushing it. Dude, nothing much. We did another Throwdown Thursday last Thursday. Ray, you joined in. It was fun.
Yes,
need to keep those play alongs going. I really like that style. Other than that, it's just been sports and, life.
Right on. How about you, Ray?
Well, shout out to Cloud Gaming Dad. He did a 24-hour stream, and we played some Red Dead online, and we had a lot of fun. Been playing a lot of Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, and tonight I'm excited. I'm going to play Black Flag for the first time, Assassin's Creed.
You've never played that game?
Never played it. I'm excited.
Wow. Yeah, I'm excited for you to play that game. How about you, Jeff? What have you been up to, man?
Nothing much, just living life. I started this month. We've been playing Shadow of Colossus on my Retro Friday night. So we're 2 Colossuses down, 7,000 to go. So, and then just regular other regular games during the week, and it's NFL season. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, NFL. Who's your favorite team?
I don't know if I have one.
Right on.
Same.
All right, we're going to get into the guests now. Let's
I did pick that up yesterday. I did out at the gaming store yesterday. Did pick that up yesterday to add to my NFL collection, which is up there. It was $12.
$12, not too bad, I guess. All right. We've got some interesting guests for us today who's going to be joining the discussion. Our first guest is Essex Retro Gamer. Woo!
Woohoo! Hello, how are we doing?
Really good, really good. How are you today?
Good. Fantastic. Couldn't be better.
Awesome, man. We're going to bring out our next guest. This is, you guys may know him, EFFTENDO.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on, everybody?
Not much, man. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. I just been hanging out with the kids, watching a little bit of football. My Washington football team played on Thursday. We won, so today's a bye day for me. It's in the background. I really don't have to pay attention.
Buy a kick,
right?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So a kick because of a fake penalty, but okay.
Hey, I'll take the win. I'll take the win.
Just in case nobody here has any clue who you guys are, starting with you, Essex, can you explain your channel and your interwebs presence for us?
Well, we're everywhere. So we've got the Twitter channels, the Facebook pages. I've got a YouTube channel, and we are explain the channel. God, how can I explain the channel? Probably the easiest and simplest way to explain it is I come on YouTube about 5 months ago, 5 months and a week, something like that, and I just started making various content. The name comes from the county that we live in, which is called Essex, and basically we're retro gamers, so we do collecting, gaming, talking rubbish, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, just our opinions, that's all. We just threw a load of mud at the wall really and saw what stuck, and some of the stuff has stuck, and some of the stuff with my partner too. We've been doing some basically around 6 months ago, my partner had never played a video game at all. Other than, Pac-Man back in the day, long time ago. And we said, look, you want to do this sort of thing. Do you want to become a gamer? Do you want to play games? And she was like, yeah, I do. So we introduced her and started filming the videos, only about 10. Well, it depends how well she does. We've got videos that are 6 minutes long and we've got videos that are 36 minutes long. So some games she's better at than others, but to see that journey, we've paused for a minute, and then we're going to come back and do and start the series again. But we've done about 19, 20 episodes, and she's come a long way. So that was a big part of the channel. So if you want to see someone attempt to play games, that's a big playlist on the channel. But yeah, we're doing everything. We're trying to do everything really.
Oh, that's fantastic. I see that you have a giant collection behind you. How long did it take you to build that room? Just a quick question.
Yeah, so the collection goes all the way around the back of this as well, but it took what did it take? That's such a difficult question because there's parts in this room, and you guys are going to be the same, I'm sure. There's bits of this room that I had when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And so, 38 now. So as it took me 28 years, well, I got married in that time and all sorts. So I didn't collect games the whole time. But yeah, like my Mega CD, for example, that's my original Mega CD from when I was a kid. But like things like my N-Gage collection, I've only got about 15 games for my N-Gage. I did not have an N-Gage when I was a kid. That was a very privileged thing to have. I didn't have that, so I can't say that. But look, I don't know. There was probably a 15-year break in the middle. I would say I've been collecting hard maybe for about 2-3 years now. The last 3-4 years, should we say?
Right on. We have a whole bunch of collector questions for you later, I'm sure. Yeah. But EFFTENDO, man, what have you been up to? Can you explain your interwebs presence and what have you been up to lately?
Yeah, well, I'm EFFTENDO. I actually just started streaming a little over a year ago. Basically, my 2020 New Year's resolution was to stream because I do love playing games, but I don't have a lot of time to play it. Not right now. Dad time gaming. Kids asking me questions while I'm trying to be on the podcast. But yeah, so I decided I wanted to stream. I did it on my own for a little bit on Twitch and YouTube, and played a few games here or there, and then I saw a post from Stadia Source saying that they were looking for streamers. So I went ahead and I sent them a DM, and Avery, who was there at the time, he contacted me back. He liked my presence, and then I just started streaming for them pretty much exclusively. And now with Stadia Source, there's Gaming Source Network and GeForce Now Source, and I just stream all cloud stuff. I'm actually going to be streaming Luna soon, as well as xCloud, which I know it's not the fan favorite for the cloud gamers, due to it does have a little more latency, but that's a different conversation for some other time. And I've been gaming my entire life. I am a collector. I don't collect as much, and kind of just like Essex. I'm 39. I have a bunch of my original equipment, but later on in life, I got married. I had kids, and now the things that I do have are based off my collection and things that I find at Goodwill.
Nice. Hey, there can be some good stuff to be had, man, if you're willing to pick for it, especially at flea markets and stuff like that. But all right, Jeff, why don't you ask the retro question, sir, to our fabulous guests?
Oh, sure. So we'll start with Essex. So what does and this is a question we ask sort of every guest. What does retro mean to you? You two are both youngins, and Ryzak, you guys are in your 30s. So what does retro mean to you? Ray and I are old. Sorry,
3 more months.
Me, speak for yourself, Jeff.
like we're in a rush to get older. Like, yes.
I am the oldest here, so
yes,
we all have. Everyone has a different opinion of what is retro. So, what does retro mean to you? If I said, and it doesn't have to be just gaming, right? Well, retro movies, music, right?
Like retro movies, the first one that probably springs to mind is Teen Wolf. I know that sounds crazy.
Wow. No, that's retro. I would say that's retro.
But straight away, well, I love, Back to the Future is my best, my probably favorite group of films, maybe favorite film ever, I suppose. Especially if you take out the usuals like Goodfellas and Godfather and all that stuff. If you go with that sort of stuff, so I would probably say something like Teen Wolf, proper cheesy, but just a good all-round wholesome sort of film. People say Ferris Bueller's Day Off and stuff like that. No, I'm a Teen Wolf. I'm a Teen Wolf man myself.
But in terms of gaming,
so gaming for me is more when I talk about retro with gaming, it's more about like the memory side of things. I know that's obvious, isn't it? But like I think about all 4 of me and 3 of my mates playing GoldenEye on the N64, like literally racing to be odd job, and then go, no, there's no odd job in this one, and I'm like, no, it's my N64. That means I'm odd job.
I don't think we've had one show where GoldenEye is not discussed.
And that same scenario for all of us, like it's crazy.
Exactly. It's like, no, we are playing with a golden gun, and I am odd job. It's as simple as that. There's no argument because it's my house. but you know, so that to me was retro. What else? Like gaming wise, like seeing Mad Dog McCree on the first time I saw Mad Dog McCree on the CDI, which the CDI, you know, failure really, obviously failure console. But Mad Dog McCree, it was like, oh my god, this is a film. Like we're literally shooting an actual person. You know, so that's really nostalgic for me. That sort of stuff. And BMXs. I mean, we was proper. I loved Dave Mirra back in the day. I thought Dave Mirra was brilliant. So you know, BMXs and stuff like that. Hoffman bikes. I mean, I had a Hoffman BMX. You know, there was loads of different that sort of stuff is nostalgia. But lots of memories. Definitely, you know, huge memories.
Had the mongoose.
Okay.
Diamondback.
I was going to say I had the Diamondback too, right?
Damn, y'all were styling.
All right. If Tendo, same question. What is when someone says retro? What does that mean to you?
To me, retro specifically, for me, means the 80s. I was born in 82. All my greatest fuzziest memories are things that have to do with the 80s. So whenever I see that coming back, because that was the generation that I was around, it's retro to me. Anything before that, obviously it's retro as well, but I don't see it as retro because I don't have a direct correlation to that item or specific movie or whatever.
And where does retro end then? PlayStation 1 or 3 or Xbox or?
That's funny because I actually had this conversation with a buddy of mine the other day, and I basically believe, and I may have lost this argument, I'm not sure, but retro ends at HDMI. Any console that you have to plug in with an RF port or the yellow and red, I'm blanking out right now, but after, yeah. But once you go to HDMI, then you're done. Now it's clean. No matter what you put on there, it's always going to be clean, and that's no longer retro.
My PlayStation 3 plugs in HDMI. I don't know about the Xboxes. Would that be an Xbox One, Ray?
Yeah.
Actually, they had a 360 with the HDMI port.
Oh, did they?
The Jaguar chip did have an HDMI port, and it's done. That's it. You know,
my 360 is AV.
Ooh, AV one.
I got that.
I got the red ring of death, so I had to get rid of that one. Unfortunately,
I got it 5 times, and I had to end up with an elite. I 5 times, and then I just said I bought there was an old all black one called the Elite. Yeah, and I still got it, still going on. Knock on wood.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So our next question, back to Essex, and this is how I first started interacted with you, was a tweet that you put out, and we talked a little bit about the gaming prices and that $2 million game. We talked about that on the last show, and then you posted this, our prices going up, and I commented and said, I haven't been paying attention to prices in Canada, so I don't know. But that's where we want to move the direction is. So what do you want to? What is your thoughts on how the pricing of retro games are going?
Yeah, for us in the UK, absolutely. Retro game prices are moving up at a ridiculous rate, really. It's crazy. There are games out there. One that's in the spotlight at the moment in this country is Mega Drive, The Death of Superman, is it? Or The Death and the Rise of Superman? I can't remember what the full name is.
Yeah,
that was a game that was a £600 roughly pound game, maybe £600 to £800 game in the UK. And now that is consistently being listed and sold. There are sold items for £1,200 to £1,400. A very recent game went for £1,260. One thing, and I do mention it in that video, one thing that we get a lot of when we go to, I mean, you guys call them like thrift stores or something, but we call them charity shops or boot sales. You call swap meets, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But these things that we go to, when you talk to people, they say, oh, I've got this game, and it might be like, but look, this is just the first game. Look, I've got this Xbox 360 game, Bioshock Infinite. Did you see, like, all these old games are worth thousands now? So so this must be like worth £10 or something. You go, no, it's like £1. What are you talking about? And what's happening is because the media are saying things like what was in that article. And by the way, that was me picking on my own country's article. We did the article was done. They're sort of saying that if you've got a game that's sealed, immediately it's worth tens of thousands of pounds. No, if Bioshock or I mean even worse, I've got Lost here just by the left of me for some strange reason. If that was sealed, that isn't.
See, I'm not the only one that continues to decide.
Yeah. So you're seeing a direct correlation between the media spitting out these not so well explained articles about these games selling for millions of dollars. You're seeing a direct effect from that trickling down in at least the UK, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. There are certain games that have just literally gone through the roof. I'm trying to think. Oh, this is one. This is I don't know how much this is worth out in your territory, but Resident Evil 1 is not an expensive game on the PlayStation 1. Normal Resident Evil 1. And this was sort of like in direct correlation with that. So you would pay a little bit more for this, but say you was Resident Evil 1 was £10, this would be around 15 to 18. This is now maybe a £40 game. So you're over double just out of lockdown. Now, I'm not saying that the media is the only reason as to why this is, but I think it's a contributing factor. One of the other reasons is the first thing that everybody did when COVID come was they obviously wanted to get hobbies, and they thought, well, what can I do? Well, one thing is to play games. And what did I have when I was a kid? Well, I had Resident Evil Director's Cut on the PlayStation, so I need to go buy that. Can I afford it? Well, I'm not having to pay for train fares to get to work anymore. I'm not having to pay. I'm still getting paid the same amount. So not everybody, and obviously I'm, feel bad for the people that have lost their jobs, of course. But for most people, for a lot of people, not most, but for a lot of people, they're not paying they're working from home. They haven't got the same bills. They're not taking their partners, their girlfriend, boyfriend, etc. out on, on a Friday night to go. And so now they can pay maybe £30 for Resident Evil Director's Cut. The other guy, he's paying 35 because he had a more, he had a longer commute to go to, but maybe he can find 36, and what's happening, I think, or what has happened, COVID's had an effect on that. And so media, COVID, nostalgia, you said it yourselves.
There's certainly a bubble going on and an inflation of the market that may not even be any real reason behind it. Like, supply and demand, kind of what you're getting at there. Yep. It's just nuts. And then you tie in Wada, who's grading these games. And I used to walk into like a memorabilia place, and anything behind the glass or anything that was rated seemed like the Holy Grail. I'm kind of seeing through that facade. It's just incredible.
What are you seeing? Are you checking out some of the retro stores, EFFTENDO, when you're out and about? I know it's hard with the kids. My kids are older now. My kids are 18 and 20, but I remember when my kids were younger, it was hard to always, you have an agenda when you go out, and it's hard to sometimes do that because they'll change your agenda very quickly.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I've been lucky enough through my job. I've had to go to Ohio a few times on training. So I'm out there for an entire week, family free. I did find the one, there's a place called The Exchange in the city that I was at. And it's basically, it's like a 90s paradise, pretty much. You walk in there and the entire left-hand side of the store is nothing but consoles and old video games from one end to the other. Then, the left-hand side is all movies. And then in the middle is all the memorabilia and in between. It is really interesting with game prices these days, because you look at a lot of the Nintendo 64 games, Conquer, what else? Some really rare ones that are going for a couple
Resident
$100.
Evil 2. It's outrageously expensive now. It's gone up massively.
And it's funny
I saw Resident Evil 2 in the store where I got the other one. I forgot to check the price on it. Now I want to tweet the guy and ask him how much the Resident Evil one that I saw in his case. I forgot all about it. I saw this. I saw some other stuff. Completely forgot about that one.
Well, it's crazy because even the reproduced games are expensive as well now. Like, I saw they had a Conker's Bad Fur Day there it was like $150, and then they had the reproduced version there for $50 or $60 for a fake copy. I mean, at the end of the day, you can just get your own flash cart and dump it, you know, but it is going nuts.
So out here in California, we got a place called Hot Toys. And I got a guy, I call him a hookup. His name is Jesus. And I'll tell him, hey man, I want a Sega Saturn. I want it in mint condition. I got a Sega Saturn. Come in and get it. I bought it. Hey, I want a platinum game. Oh my God, no!
It's gone.
He just lost about $800 in value.
I want a platinum.
$800 in value just went down with that.
I want a platinum Nintendo Cube. Hey Ray, I got a platinum Nintendo Cube with Pokemon on.
I was getting some Pokemon XD version.
Hold that up again, Ray. I got your full screen.
There you go.
Very nice.
Wow.
Okay, so I got it. But what we do and how we deal is he'll take me around to his computer and we'll go on eBay and we'll look up the prices and stuff, and he'll say, "All right, now look, this is my price." I'm like, "Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm a boy.
Come on, hook me up, or let's go on eBay. Let's see we'll try and work the price down, because I'll go on the internet and I'm like, dude, you're selling at like $50 more. I could get that right there. But you know what though? But are they gonna throw in this game? And are they gonna throw in this game?" So, and that's how I've gotten all my collections from him. Plus, when he has, I get a postcard when he has his conventions and stuff or the shows, and I just go in. But I've also out here in USA, especially in California, they are ripping you off, folks. They're ripping you off. So be careful, be wise, and do your research on the games, because they're out to make money. They're out to make money.
That hookup of yours, is that the same place you came this close to getting a Neo Geo?
No, that was in Burlingame, and me and my roommate, look, dude, you put up 3, I'll put up 3. Yeah, but if we ever split, like, what if we move? Who gets it? Well, I'm gonna get it. I'm paying the tax. I'm gonna pay you. Are you paying the tax on it? No, I'll pay it. But we couldn't. You know what? We had to walk away, and that's my holy grail system. And then Kevin's in the chat. Kevin, better lock your door. I'm looking at your 3DO, man, because Kevin's got that 3DO. You know, and that's
he
like,
mentioned Essex. Essex mentioned the CDI earlier.
Man, that game that he mentioned, man, I remember that game. That was an awesome game. Shooting cowboys.
Yeah, great
Absolutely.
game. Bit slow, bit delayed now. If you play it nowadays, you shoot him, and it's a good 3 seconds before he actually goes down.
It's the memories.
It doesn't matter.
So,
it's the memories.
I have a question for both of you guys, EFFTENDO and Essex. Either one can go first. Doesn't matter. When was it apparent that video games were for you? Was it one title you played and got hooked, or where did the genesis of exploring these other worlds come from?
So for me specifically, it's this game, and that is Super Mario Land on Game Boy.
Ooh,
absolutely love this game. So back in 1990, I'm gonna skip Christmas of '86 when my brother got his first Nintendo. I was too young for that. I remember them getting it. I remember Rob and that box and opening it up, and it was insane. But Christmas of 1990, I got a Game Boy. I still got the original one. This is my baby right here.
Nice.
Wow.
I still have her, as well as Super Mario Land, and just playing that game over and over, and I would beat it and then reset it and start over and go through AA batteries like water. I mean, it was insane. And that's when I truly fell in love with it. I was at the age that, now I was understanding what I was doing. I wasn't just pressing buttons. Right. So I would say literally Christmas of 1990 is when I legitimately fell in love with video gaming.
Right on. How about you, Essex? Where did it all start for you?
Yeah, so I'll show you 2 and yeah, you're lucky you didn't have a Game Gear, because then you really would know what AA batteries are all about. Game Boy. So 2 games for 2 different reasons. One showed me, one just made gaming for me, which was actually Super Mario Bros. 3.
Great title.
When it came out, this to me was
It's in the
This is
package.
probably it's probably my best. It probably is the best game ever for me, because it just made, I don't know, it took a really good game, it took a really, not bad game, it gets a bad rap, Mario 2, but let's just forget about Mario 2, but it took a good game.
Yeah, very different game, yeah.
Yeah, and then it just made it a better game. And then for the other reason of how disappointing games can be, I went and watched a film. You're going to know exactly what this is once I give it away. But went and watched a film, and I was like, man, you know what? I need to, like that. I went into Toys R Us. There was Toys R Us over here. Saw this game on the side. I was like, wow, that has got to be high octane. That has got to be like thrilling. That game. It's got to be such a thrill. So I forced my dad. Well, I talked my dad into buying it, and it was.
Oh my God! Days of Thunder. Tom Cruise, y'all. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, when you actually watch that film, when you actually play the game, it is very different to the film. Let's put it that way. So for me, it was probably they both made me hooked. The NES brought games to me. I didn't have anything before the NES. I didn't have your Commodores and your Spectrums and stuff like that. I had NES, but once I'd had NES, them two games really were probably both the most nostalgic for me, but for completely different reasons. That's what I thought them two games would be best. But what a choice, EFFTENDO there. Super Mario. I mean, I was the same. The Game Boy for me, and that game in particular, and Tetris, obviously, but that game in particular was amazing.
Here's an interesting question. For anyone on the panel who has kids, is there any retro game you've showed your kids that they have really taken a liking to?
No, my son laughs at me and calls me a dinosaur. He calls my collection that I'm like, when I'm gone in my will, I'm giving you my collection. I don't want those fossils. Yeah, I one time I like, we're gonna play Atari. What's this? It's a stick. Yeah, with a button. What is that? So yeah, no, there's nothing, honestly, nothing.
An absolute bargain if someone wants it.
What's the price?
Uh-oh. Oh!
Come on, man. Let me tell you something. They bubble wrap it, stick it in a plastic box, and throw a price tag on it.
That's got the hot coffee mod, though.
What a 9.8! Look, it's
Oh, wait a minute,
9.8.
Does it got the hot coffee mod?
The first print.
3,000.
The original, yeah.
Yeah, the first print. Yeah.
First print, so it does. Yeah.
Dude,
That's
look
funny.
at the grade though. The 9.8 A+ though.
Now,
That's baloney.
Yeah, it's kind of it's inflated a little bit. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have this game and you have it in the wrapper, you mailed it off in a briefcase, however you got it to them without it getting destroyed. And they open it up and they look at it. It's a human that opens it, looks at it with their white gloves, whatever, and then they give it a grading or a rating. It gets certified. They mail it back to you, and now you have this in its case. You can open that case, mail it back to them, get another human to open it up, and they might give it a better rating.
Really?
Which is very interesting. They can game the system that way. Same with comic books and other stuff. That's why I kind of looking into this and the price of video games going up because of the media and other things that are inflating this bubble really made me like lose faith in the grading and the WADA scales. Like,
see, I got a sealed Silent Hill and I got a sealed, I don't know if you guys remember Crazy Ivan, big box PlayStation 1. It's sealed.
Yep.
It's sealed.
That's crazy.
Ivan. But I've only seen it go for like about $180.
Wow.
But maybe I should send it to them and they can bump it up to $1,000.
they can grade it for you.
See, I have a few sealed games and they're not sealed by choice. I have Rocky on PS2, and that was only sealed because the guy I bought the PS2 just gave it to me sealed, and I just decided never to open it. But then I do have Pandora. It's on Wii. Pandora Tower, I believe it is. It's an RPG, and that one's actually going for it looks like it's going for a good price these days, especially sealed.
Is the Wii Retro yet?
I believe so, actually.
Not
It hasn't got
HDMI.
Again, it's not
Not
no
HDMI.
HDMI.
Doesn't fall into you have a line. And
No HDMI. So yeah, it's retro. It's probably the last retro console if you think about it.
The only thing that falls over with HDMI, the HDMI argument, is exactly what Ray said. I think it was Ray that said HDMI, you can get an Xbox 360 with HDMI and you can get an Xbox 360 without HDMI. So that's the only only grey area there.
That's the flaw.
You can get those
that's the only flaw in the plan.
Older consoles with HDMI out now and stuff like that, with mods added to them and stuff, which is really remarkable.
Jeff is totally against that.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't like. He's kind of an emulation. He doesn't agree with that at all.
No, emulation. Emulators.
I will play it any way I can, like the old like Simpsons arcade and stuff. Before the 1-up arcade cabinet came out, I had no way of playing that except going down finding it in an arcade. But it's crazy. Awful nice going back and playing through some of those that ate all your quarters and you never got a chance to finish.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Simpsons Game and Turtles are made to take your and Super Smash TV, is it? Not Super Smash Smash TV. They're all made to just take a ridiculous amount of money off of you.
And here's the actual WADA people. This isn't the heritage site where they auction off the games, but these are the people that like Ray would be mailing the stuff off to, and they would go ahead and grade it. It's kind of a racket in my mind, but
well, I think when you look into a lot of mine, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, look at this. Super Mario Brothers 3, 9.2 A+ certified. Whew, this thing sold for a lot of money.
How much? I can't see. It's too small.
Where is the
does it say?
38,400.
I think that was the last time it had sold, but it sold for over $1 million.
Yeah, I thought it was over $1 million.
Yeah, it was. It just might not be the exact one connected to that article.
Okay. Super Mario Brothers 1 was the one, I think, that went for 1.5 million.
That's right.
That was in that article.
Ridiculous. And the first time it was sold, I think it was like 160,000. So it just ballooned up.
Yeah, they proved that someone had bought it and then sold off shares in that particular game, so it was sold to many people.
Yes, now that's something else that kind of bothers me, man. I didn't realize that you can own a stake in a $2 million Mario game. Like,
yeah. Oh, they did it in coins. They did it in comics.
Yep.
Video games. I mean, it's going up to the billions now. So
there's no law or anything. It's just ethics. They can grade their own stuff. Somebody who works for the company can bring the box of their games in, or comic books, or whatever. They're not. I mean, technically, it's an ethical question. It's not a legal question.
Yeah.
But it's pretty interesting. Nevertheless,
I watched a few interviews. I mean, I don't know everything about games. I don't even know 5% of things about games. But they were talking to these guys, the chairman and the people. And there's a lot of interviews with them just saying things that are completely wrong about games. So they're clearly not game people. They're money people, you know. So they're just using it to make money. So
just talk about that last show. With
if there's a way to make money, somebody will.
Help them inflate that bubble a little bit more.
And there's lots of guys with game rooms and basements, man caves full of games that want to fill those caves up.
So this question will lead into the next little topic here. But what, in both of your opinions, what is the easiest console to collect for? I would say the NES, in my opinion, but I'm not out there buying this stuff either. So I wanted to know what you guys thought. What would be the if you wanted to collect old hardware and start collecting games? What would be the I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things to this, but what would be the easiest system to collect for, I guess?
You go, EFFTENDO. You go, man.
I think from what? Okay, so as a person that frequents the thrift stores here, you see a ton of PlayStation 1 games. Like or PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. However, the libraries are so large, so if you're trying to 100% complete them, that's where it gets tough. A system like Virtual Boy, which only had, I don't know, 25 games. It's just the console itself is expensive, and trying to get a hold of Waterworld, which I had and literally threw away. Like I broke it up and threw it away in the 90s like an idiot because I was like, this game is trash. I paid $3 at Blockbuster on clearance, and I just tossed it. No. So I mean, you look at Virtual Boy is probably a good one if you have the money. Obviously, Nintendo 64 is another one that there's not thousands of games in that library. Again, you have to have the money though to be able to spend on those more expensive titles. And like I said, I always run into PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games like a crazy amount, especially if you're looking for sports games. You're looking for those old sports games, you're gonna find them. So that's my opinion. Right on. How about you, Essex? Over in the UK.
So I don't want to overcomplicate it. Yeah, it's different in the UK anyway. It really is. But I don't want to overcomplicate it. But what kind of collection are you going for here? Because if you're going for a complete in-box collection, then that's a very different story. To
yes, it is. Yes, it is. And the money is very different. Like for me, the only thing I would be interested in collecting hardware-wise is a modded out Neo Geo with all the cartridges and stuff, or even one cartridge with the cards slot in it or whatever. Yeah. That would be my dream, but that is so expensive. I've given up on that dream. I can emulate that stuff, so I'm okay with that. But I guess what I mean is, what would be the easiest to collect for, in your opinion?
So the easiest, if you, I think, but the problem is EFFTENDO has kind of messed this up because it's not retro, because it's got a HDMI port. Right now, if I was going to collect for something, I would collect for the Wii U, because I think that the Wii U, it's got some great boxed games, like with the amiibos in. It's got some great fitness stuff. I mean, you can see I'm really into that. We've got loads of there you go. Now, we've got loads of proper IPs, like some proper the Marios and all the rest of it, and great games as well, the same games as what's on the Switch. You've got different console variants. You've got the white ones, the black ones, you've got the Zelda special editions, you've got lots of different things, but it's, what is it, 170 games, something like that, 180 games, I think. I don't know I don't have a full set. I think we've got about 110, something like that.
Wow.
Also, a lot of them don't come with manuals, not in the UK anyway. I don't know about you guys. They just come with like the manual was like on the disc with some of them, and it was just a black health and safety booklet. So they're easier to get for. So I would probably say Wii U. I cannot believe you said NES, because NES in the UK is outrageous to collect for. I mean,
the price?
Right now, Zelda. I mean, I just bought this week. I went on a bit of an NES spree, and I didn't buy many, but I spent a lot of money, like games like A Boy and His Blob. Don't know if you know that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, great game.
Like that over here is like a £30 or £40 game, where you are is probably like, I don't know, $10 or something. I don't know.
Now, are those cases you put your games in?
No, these are just cases. This is not sealed. Yeah,
that's what I was asking. Yep.
No. I wish these were sealed.
So they put another 0 on them games.
Yeah, but this one, I mean, I only like games in a certain. The problem is, I only buy games if they're a certain condition.
I love that game.
Everybody has a go at me about condition, but like that. I mean, this I had when I was younger. Marble Madness, this one's pretty good. But these are all. It was just this week I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to start getting some NES games. So I got both of these. I managed to get them.
Oh, nice.
You got pinball?
I haven't got. No.
That's my favorite back label game.
No, and then Time Lord. But I haven't. But yeah, so NES for us, we couldn't get a NES. Well, no, that's rubbish. I can get a NES full set probably, but I'd have to spend an absolute fortune. So what a lot of people do is they say, well, I'm going for a NES full set, but basically the NES full set, they go for cartridge only. And obviously that is a big difference. These games like Probotector, I think what's that game in Contra, is it? For our country, it's called Probotector in the UK or in Europe, and for you guys, it's called Contra. I think.
Oh,
yes.
Contra.
Yes. Contra.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that really easy game, yeah. Probotector over here, without the box, is probably a 20 to £25 game, so about $35 maybe, I think. But in the box, it can be $100. So it's a really big difference, the boxes. So yeah, if I was a kid, not a kid, but if I was younger and I wanted to get into collecting, I would collect Wii U. But Virtual Boy is a good shout. The only problem is Space Invaders and Waterworld, like you said.
Yeah.
So I have a problem. So I don't know if you guys remember, but they used to have these things called, what was it, Skylanders?
Yeah.
And I remember, Dad, I want a Skylander. Dad, I want a Skylander. So now I got about 200 and something of these things. And
I'm glad you brought up Skylanders.
I can't sell them. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them.
The 80s kid in me, when those came out, I was collecting them. Forget my kid. I was using this as an excuse, but I wanted them. I was like, these are awesome. You know?
Hashtag
me one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah,
so we were in the same boat as you,
my
Ray.
daughter is a huge amiibo. I mean, she's Nintendo, 3DS, Wii, all that. She loves her Nintendo, and I love I love, like, Christmas. I stuffed the stockings full of them. But my son was Skylanders, and now we got even those they Marvel 2.0 or whatever. Yeah. I had all nobody will not buy them. Yeah. They will not get these. I can't.
Yeah, actually, when I moved, because I had a crap ton of them as well, but they were given to me, and then I decided to pass that giving on and actually took it to Goodwill. I put it in like this nice little package. I put the Skylanders game in there. I put the little base. And I was like, I was like, a collector's going to find this. Like, I found Def Jam Fight for NY. Someone's going to find this for $5 and they're going to have a ball. So I decided to pay it forward because at the end of the day, like you said, no one's going to buy them either. So I might as well give them away.
GameStop used to put them in plastic bags and stick them in the front of the store. And they had all these special deals with them.
Yeah, like
and like
$15
an idiot,
a piece.
I was like, God, these are going to be worth so much. And so I have I got plastic tubs full of them.
Yeah.
Did you get on the what was it, the Marvel one, the Disney one?
Disney
I sure
Infinity.
did. I did Infinity. I did. Yes.
Did you do Lego? I got stuck with the Lego.
I got what was it? The Dimensions where
Lego
he built the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Dude, I was a sucker. That got me.
Sure, those are fun talks with your wife.
Oh my God. Dude, I used to buy the starter packs. The big box, the starter packs with the crystal and all the different characters. I would like, give me 3 of those. Give me it. And this is the idiot in me, because it came in all the platforms, the Wii, the 360, and I got them for all those platforms.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did either of you probably collected one, Essex Retro Gamer? I'm assuming, maybe not, but a few episodes back, we did a deep dive on Nintendo, and I was checking out the disc system, that has the rubber bands or whatever. And did you ever collect or play on any of those?
No. The problem is that I can't get one with a nice enough box because I'm a bit strange like that. So I'm struggling to look. Japanese people generally really look after their boxes, but for whatever reason, one just hasn't come up in good enough shape. We have someone in the UK that Alan's Japanese Retro Games. It's like a Facebook group, and he sells loads and loads of. He's importing stuff every week, or every couple of weeks, and a few have come up, and they're not particularly expensive, but but never one without a rip in the box, and I can't. It really pains me. I'm so sad.
It's gonna be hard to find old news or new old stock of that. Yeah. But speaking of, or how about you, EFFTENDO? Have you ever played on the disc system?
I did not. I had no. It was something that I would see in GamePro magazines and be like, that looks awesome. And I will never play it. Kind of like the Neo Geo for you guys. Like it was like Neo Geo was something that I saw and I was like, oh my God, that looks ridiculously awesome. Yeah. Never knew anybody that owned one, never touched one of those gigantic carts. Like I don't know about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was always like this prestigious platform.
Yeah.
It's like,
what I found interesting is you could have took those hard discs to a kiosk. You could have went to the video store and just slapped it in, bought your game for a discount because it's not hardware, and wrote it to the thing. And if it was small enough, flip it over and write another game. Very, very cool. But it's some of the Nintendo things that didn't, take off and come to America. And I'm going to bring up with something that didn't come to America either. Now, you mentioned EFFTENDO that you would recommend collecting the Virtual Boy, correct?
Yep. Yes.
This is the predecessor to the Virtual Boy that actually connected to the Nintendo, the Famicom system of Japan. This thing is Nintendo Famicom.
That was ahead of its time, dude.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
As Essex was saying, he wants a box for stuff. Hold on just a second here. But so this is what it kind of looked like. You had to plug it in and everything. It was a fascinating accessory that faked 3D for your regular Nintendo games. And when you actually physically played the game, the frame rate didn't look correct on the system because it was supposed to be left eye, right eye stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was extremely cool for the time. And it looked really neat, but you had to put the left or the blue and red glasses underneath that goggles. So you had to like put the movie theater, glasses on, and then put this on your head, and then play your game. And here, this is what I was going to show.
Look at that
real
box.
box.
6,000 yen.
Yeah. Look at how small it is.
Oh, wow.
I would have thought that was a lot bigger. But if you were to get one of these, Essex, you'd want to get it in the box like that, correct? Maybe even a nicer box, even.
Yeah, my Virtual Boy, I'm going to let you in on a secret here. I don't have the box for my Virtual Boy, which pains me. But unfortunately, I every time I see one, because I never play it. I did a video on it, the fact that everybody wants a Virtual Boy, and you get it and you put it on the side and you never play it. I've got see, even the dogs don't want to play it either.
They don't like it either.
I've got Hyper Fighting. There was a game that was released for it, Hyper Fighting. It's Street Fighter 2 on the Virtual Boy. It was like an aftermarket game. I don't own it. A good friend of mine just left it here one day, and it's quite an expensive game. And he said, "Oh, you'll look after this. Can you just hold on to it until I ask for it back?" And he hasn't asked for it back yet. But that game is quite an expensive game, and that's good. Like, if there's one game to play on Virtual Boy, that is good. But again, it's just the backgrounds that are a bit projecting. But I would. I mean, that looks awesome. But I'd imagine it's quite similar to the Master System with the glasses.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah,
it's a variation off of that, I believe. Yeah. Their
That's
idea
crazy.
Anyway, but it's the more they add to these older systems, and the more like the Sega and the Sega CD, the Sega 32X, all those had so many cables, man, and it was like it was just insane. If you had them all plugged in, you had like 3 power strips and an extension cord.
Yeah, I was gonna say each one had its own gigantic power brick.
Big brick. Yeah. So he's going to attempt to play some of these cartridges that are 3D compatible. I've got another thing here that'll tell us the actual games, but here's the. This here is a variation of the disc system and the Famicom combined.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
so
that actually looked cool.
Like if it came to America, this is what we would have gotten. We would have gotten a Nintendo with it built in, with the disc drive built in.
I like when Mario and Luigi is trying to fix the car.
Yep, and a big shout out to Johan Oberg. If you guys want to check out his content and go over and give him a subscribe, that'd be awesome. But yes, this game here in particular, I actually played this game, had no idea it had anything to do with 3D, and I was so frustrated with this title. You'll have to look at it and tell me if you guys played it. Let's see if he gets it in motion, or is he just showing it? Oh, he's just showing the titles real quick. I think he's going to play some. Here we go. Nope, not this one. But anyway, it's playing correct for us. But if we were seeing it in, like if you hit the select button on the controller to get it to go to 3D. And if you do that, it cuts the frames in half. So it looks like incredibly janky. But it's actually not.
That's not nauseating at all.
Right.
Yeah, and they had some cool games. There was like 6, I think.
Yeah, there was one where it was a schoolgirl. You sent me a video. It was a schoolgirl, and she's shooting kangaroos and monkeys in gangster suits and just
attack animal. Glaucon.
Yeah, like the Roaring '20s. This is like weird.
That sounds like the next Saints Row game.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
It does. It does. But yeah, I just thought that piece of hardware was interesting. Like Nintendo all around, their, the way they could have worked with Sony. I mean, when before the Turbo Graphics came out, they had a chance to use that kind of a cartridge. They had their fingers in almost everything, man, or a chance to work with a whole bunch of people. So all right, let's see. Let's go on to the next thing. Maybe you guys will have some input on this stuff here. Let me pop it up here. Boom. We just discussed the NES, but this is top 20 NES games. Kid Icarus. What do you guys think of Kid Icarus?
Loved that game. Yep. Great, awesome game. Good times with that.
Yep.
Good times with that.
Now, Essex, this is a collectible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not easy to get anymore, unfortunately. I don't have it, so thanks for that. You've made me cry inside a little bit.
we don't worry. We did that with Obscure Game Collector too. He had like a museum like you do behind you, and the only thing he didn't have was the topic of the day. It was Neo Geo.
Yeah.
So, oh man. Super Dodgeball. Never played that.
I love Dodgeball in person, and I love the movie, and I love the games.
Just
such a great game.
Good times, good memories with this game.
Yeah.
Super Dodgeball is to throw the ball as hard as you can at the opposing team's players. Well, that sounds easy enough.
I'm loving the whole banner on the right side of this too. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm feeling it right now.
Absolutely, man. Although my buddy, he wasn't allowed to watch the Smurfs, but we won't get into that. Kirby's Adventure.
Yep.
Never played the Kirby's games. Any of you guys fans?
Of course.
I'm not a fan. I don't like the Kirby games.
I played it, but I won't say like I'm a fan, but it was all right.
That's my guy in Super Smash Brothers.
Sorry.
Oh, you kicked everybody's butt with Kirby, did you?
Sorry.
Yeah, give me the golden gun and some golden eye, or the rocket or the grenade launchers, man. Bounce them off walls. Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link, one of my favorite Zelda games, but it is definitely not everyone's cup of tea. What did you guys think of this title?
The first one's always special for me, man. I don't know what it was, but Super Mario's and Zelda 1 was like special. When they came out with the 2, I was like,
Weren't digging the side scrolling, huh?
This actually, because this game is I believe it's going to be on that Game & Watch that's coming out in November, the Zelda Game & Watch.
Oh, nice.
So this is probably going to be the first time that I actually sit down and try to play it. I just can never get out of that church. Like in the beginning of the game, you end up in that church, you're going back and forth, you end up back up in the church, and I'm like, screw this.
Yeah, it's an interesting title. You have to tackle some of the castles in a certain order and to get certain things, and then you have to find certain items to progress further in the game. Like right there's a giant boulder right there, and you're never going to pass that unless you find like a hammer or something to break it. But anyway, it's interesting. Little Nemo, I never played that one either, and that one's supposed to be a classic. Yeah, classic,
very fun game. I remember playing this in my grandmother's attic. My uncle had bought a Nintendo for super cheap from Child World, some toy store in New Jersey, and it came with this game. And I was looking at him like, you don't have Punch Out or something like fun? Like this game looks really terrible. And he's like, no, that's the only game I got. Popped it in, loved it. Great game.
That's awesome. Right on. Did you ever play this, Ray?
Nope.
Nope. Now this was up my speed right here. I played Super C. Definitely played Super Contra, man.
You know what? I played Super C, but it's something about Contra, the first one, man, that just playing that over and over and over again, and then also the code up, down, left, right,
Yep.
whatever.
Now, how easy are the Contra games to find, Essex?
Yeah, we're not.
Available?
I don't think they, like I say, Probotector is quite available, but I think Contra is Probotector in this country. I mean, we can play them. You can region free very simply a NES, so we can play them. But I never see that. I've never seen them in the wild. You know, never seen.
One of our hosts are going to have to take off here. So, Ryzak, why don't you say goodbye to everybody and let us know what you're up to, sir?
Yeah, guys, I am so sorry. We've got hockey practice, but I definitely enjoyed talking with both of you. Just watch for next Thursday. We're going to do another Throwdown Thursday for Stadia. It's a good time, and I'll be watching you guys in the car. So have a good rest of the show, and if I don't see you, I'll see you.
Awesome.
Right, bye,
Ryzak.
All right, guys, take care.
Later. All right, now here's one that I struggled with, or my friends did anyway. At least at the part where you get on those damn bikes and you have that scene where you're supposed to be jumping oh man,
those hit markers are just unfair.
Yeah,
yes, they are.
Yeah, great game, very challenging.
Yeah.
We would like to do these type of games like Double Dragon and stuff like that, but Battletoads we never finished. I've never completed Battletoads ever, and I've never played this one either. Crystalis. Looks like a RPG.
I modded it onto my NES Classic, but I never played it.
Right? How was the NES Classic in your opinion?
I enjoyed it, but I really didn't use it much. I'm just a sucker for tiny consoles.
Now, how did that work? Did that basically emulate the games, or?
Yeah,
essentially, yeah. It's HDMI tiny build pretty much. It's not a retro inside a retro Pi. I forget what kind of chip they had in there, but it was fairly simple. And it's a great way to collect without having to collect, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I may have to get a like a retro Pi. I saw we had Eddie Player One, and he built a whole arcade cabinet. And he it just looked amazing.
That's sick.
It's HDMI though.
Oh,
that's still a classic in my book. Man. My book is flawed, but
yeah. Did you guys enjoy the Mega Man games?
I did. Yeah.
Too hard.
They're hard. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? And that was
too hard. And it love the character. Too hard.
You saying about my? I think you mentioned earlier about kids and what they were. Like, what do they think about retro games? And my son in particular, we actually punished him because we've got the games room. We took away his PlayStation. He had he's got a PlayStation and an Xbox, and he said, we said he was doing something. He was sending messages. We've got a rule that you can only talk to people you know. So if you've met them in real life, you can talk to them. But if there's some random person in some country that you've never met in real life, you can't talk to them and you can't play with them. Yep. So yeah, we found out that he had about 100 friends that he'd never met in his life. So it didn't take, how it is. And one of them was sending him all sorts of messages and all sorts of stuff. So we were like, right, that's it. They're obviously too much for you. They're too modern. You are now limited to the games room. There's 2,500 odd games. They're your games. That's your games room now. You're not playing your modern consoles. And he'd come out of the games room of a night time like crying. Like he'd be like, how do you play these games? Like I can't play these games. He come to me the first time, he said, Dad, I can't understand it because when you die, you actually die and you have to start all over again.
Yeah, so we had Rogue. I mean, back then they were like, most of them were like Rogue games.
Yeah,
some of them.
I love it, man. You can ground me and punish me anytime. I'd go hang out in that
seriously, room. I was like, what a punishment. Jeez.
Yeah, man. I'd find something to play.
Fortnite is life to them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good for him, honestly. In the end, he decided just to watch like Netflix and stuff. He said, I'm not even playing them games.
Wow.
So, so that was a punishment, and I tried to introduce. I mean, he really enjoyed Super Bomberman on SNES. That was the only. That was the game he completed that game, and he pretty much enjoyed that. But everything else, he couldn't complete anything else.
Yeah, I remember these games fondly. Although I remember the arcade game better. But I played the crap out of these titles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Castlevanias.
Classic.
And Essex, you brought up Super Mario Brothers 2, and here it is.
Yeah.
Funny thing is about this game is that they added the Mario characters. Like this wasn't a Mario game. I don't know if you know the story, Essex, but
no, different. Doki Doki Panic or something, I think.
Very good. Yeah,
they just added it. Yeah, so we look. I thought it was all right, but it was no Mario 1 or 3. It's a complete dive in comparison. But that's just my opinion, But
no,
I mean, it definitely went a different direction. That is for sure. That is for sure. Yep, there's the original Contra. About that.
Love Contra.
I got this for my birthday. Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse.
Did you love the box art? Let's not forget some of the wonderful box art you used to get on these games.
Ray, you're in my brain. In my brain, I'm like, man, that box. I'm just thinking about the box art, how beautiful it was.
Dracula's Curse.
Yeah.
I was watching Radical Reggie play that game live the other day, and he played it. There's a remake on a PC or something. I think you can get it on PC now, remade, and. Nice. What a game. I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I was definitely not let down with this game, and you could switch characters, eventually in the game, and it was a blast. Oh, what a classic.
There it is.
Classic, epic.
I don't know, man. I'd almost put this at number 1 on my list, but Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is something you can just jump into and like pick up like you were just playing it, you know? I don't know, man. Something about that game and the mechanics that keep bringing me back every time.
It's a fantastic game. And it's all timing based. I mean, the entire game.
All timing, yeah. The fact that you can do it blindfolded tells you it's all timing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can't. By the way, I'm disclaimer. I can't do it blindfolded. But there are people out there that can do it blindfolded.
Absolutely.
Little Mac.
Yep, and Ray brought up this title already.
I'm sorry, it's got to be bumped up just a little bit higher.
Yeah,
I would
no
put
doubt.
it at 5.
We talked about this game.
Blaster Master.
Did you play this, EFFTENDO?
I did play it. I don't remember it as much, but I actually really enjoyed the Switch version because they did have a Switch port, updated graphics, same exact game, but it was fantastic. So yeah, I was a fan of Blaster Master. The original, not as much, just because I didn't play it, I didn't have it. But the remake was pretty damn awesome.
I have not checked out the remake. And Blaster Master is one of my favorite games, but not when I first got it. I threw that cartridge out of the Nintendo so quick and didn't mess with it. I didn't even know you could get out of your vehicle and go into the little mushrooms or whatever for a while.
Way Forward redid it on Switch, and it's really good. Highly recommended.
Awesome. Yeah. Later, a few years later, I ended up playing through it all the way and upgrading the vehicle and being able to fly and go up walls and stuff. It was really cool. Nice. Really hard game too, though. Yep. Really hard game. Do you ever check this one out, Essex?
I've never played it. No, it's mad. I don't know if it was, whether it was a common game over here, whether it was released over here. I'll have to look it up.
Hello,
I haven't never played it.
Awesome. Mega Man 3. The Mega Mans were very hard. And there's number 2.
SPG.
That's
SPG, we got a special visitor that jumped in the chat.
Oh, we did. Oh,
crazy.
Yeah. Joe must have dropped in. Yeah. So she played Castlevania. For anyone that's interested, she tried. I think I mentioned earlier. One thing we do on the channel is play games. She tried to. Obviously, she's on this quest to become a gamer, and she played Castlevania. I'm not going to give it away, but she did better than expected. To be fair, she did.
I have to check that out.
Absolutely.
Check it out, yeah.
I'll go watch that playlist for sure. But yeah, Super Mario Brothers 3, man. You said it was your number 1. It came close on this list. Metroid. I don't know. Metroid's good. But
it's good, but I'm not having that. I'm sorry. That's outrageous.
Yeah. You know what?
Who did this? What's this website? I'm going to have to send them something.
Yeah, Metroid is not number 1. Not number 1.
And I love me some Metroid, but
me too. But it's not number 1.
Not number 1.
Not number 1.
Yeah, did you guys ever make it to this part in the game?
No way.
No way. No way. In Zero missions, yes, but not in this one.
I completed this game, but
Wow.
I had Nintendo about, I don't know, man, like 5 to 6 years longer than most people that went to Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So like by the time I beat these games, I had them a few years. You know what
Nice.
I mean? But yeah, Metroid was a fabulous one for exploration and getting new tools, and it was a fabulous game.
Just use that NES Mini with them save states, and you might get through. But I can't.
True.
I haven't tried, but that is a tough game.
Yeah, one game I could complete without using a save state was Bionic Commando. It was in my intro there in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I would have threw Bionic Commando in there. There was another game. There was a game called Jackal by Konami. It was a Jeep, and it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Hey Lee, what's going on, brother?
Hey,
I
Lee.
can't believe that's not on the list. That's outrageous. I'm very upset. Yeah, them pit stops, them pit stops.
Yeah, dude, RC Pro-Am.
Oh, this is one of the best games. That's got to be in the top 10. Yeah,
because I love back in the 80s. I love my remote control. I had not the little, I had the big giant ones. That was a hobby, and you put the wheels and stuff. But I love RC Pro-Am. It was awesome. Yeah,
RC Pro-Am was really good. We got some more lists here, man. We got a list for Sega games. Did either one of you guys have a Sega? Speaking of that, I know that you have a large collection now, Essex, and I know you've played a lot of games, EFFTENDO, but what consoles did you guys own?
For me, basically, I started back. I'll say my brother's Nintendo in '86 was mine, but it wasn't. But I basically have had almost everything from the NES till the Xbox Series S. I don't have a PlayStation 5 yet. It's too big. I want a mini, or not a mini, but I want them to slim it down a little bit. But the ones that I'll say the ones that I didn't have, Atari Jaguar is one that I always wanted.
Just got it.
Yeah, I know. I was very jealous. I saw that post. I really miss my Sega Saturn. Because that went missing. That's a very long story, but I have all the games. I just need the system. Sega Saturn, and then your Neo Geo and your TurboGrafx. I got a TurboGrafx 16 Mini, but I never had the. Oh, geez, now you're just rubbing it in.
So you had the TurboGrafx Mini then? What games came on that?
That one has like Devil's Curse, the pinball game. It has all your Bonks games, a few sports games, Splatterhouse. I forgot what else is in there. I decided the NES and the SNES minis I hacked to add the libraries that I enjoyed. And that's because growing up, I was a Nintendo fanboy. I mean, my name is EFFTENDO. Later on, I grew to appreciate, the other consoles and I just grew up, period. Like now I see people fighting about consoles and I get upset, but at the same time, I used to be that kid, back in the 90s saying Sega sucks.
I had them both. I had Sega and I had Nintendo sitting side by side.
Man, that's luxury.
All I have to say is Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, you're right about that. And they had the blood on Mortal Kombat 1,
Yes. Oh, yes. That was so huge, man. That was like a market decision that they just shit the bed on. Like Nintendo literally thought they'd be getting letters from families saying thank you for not putting blood in the game. Instead, they were like, "Where's the blood? Now I have to buy a Sega. What are you doing?"
Yep. Thanks for the sweat sprites.
Yeah, green. I think it was green.
No, it was gray.
I called it snot.
Sweat sprites.
I called it snot. Like he was getting the snot knocked out of him or something.
I remember having a Game Genie, and there was a blood code, believe it or not, for the SNES.
It was.
But it was just basically they colored the gray sprites red, and I mean the fatalities were still the same. But
that's true. That's true.
That's amazing, man. Using the Game Genie to change that sprite color.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I had the Game Genie, and my uncle would go to Canada a lot. And when the Game Genie was first released, you couldn't buy it in the United States because it was one of the only products that were released in Canada first. I think they were worried about getting sued by Nintendo.
See,
at the time.
I went to an import store you get all the whatever you need from an import. Somebody that, you know, UK, Japan.
And speaking of Mortal Kombat,
there you go.
It's not their first title by any means, but yeah, they shit the bed on the blood. But this is the top 27 best Sega games. They got Altered Beast. I think it's a classic. That one's decent.
Did they say that's number 1 though?
They put it at number 1.
It number 1, yeah.
Come on, man.
I don't know about that.
Seriously, no way.
Yeah, that's
no way.
Not correct. Bloodlines. Oh wow.
Comic Zone. I remember Comic Zone.
So did I.
Disney's Aladdin. I played that one.
Believe it or not, Aladdin's an epic classic. The colors, the spread. I mean, it was ahead of its time.
That game was best on Genesis too.
Yeah,
that game was best on Genesis.
Disney made a few games kind of like this. Lion King was
a lot of people prefer Lion King. It's very, it's a tough one between Lion King and Aladdin.
Yep. I remember the Lion King level with the monkeys. They'd grab you and throw you around the screen.
See, now I gotta go play. Now I gotta go play Lion King tonight and decide. Go back and decide that.
Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Never played it.
Is that a I don't even know, man. Is that a pinball game? What the hell is that?
Dude, it's spitting out jelly beans, man.
Probably like Dr. Mario.
It's the mean machine that creates jelly beans.
Pass.
Yeah, moving on.
Classic.
Was pretty
classic.
Classic. I agree.
Yeah.
He had great graphics for the 2D side scroller, It really stuck out. And this game pissed me off so much.
Yeah, it annoyed everybody. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never played it on the Sega CD. I put the cartridge in the Sega and played it, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes, and I got pissed off, man.
Echo, man, was almost the mascot.
Very true. Ghouls and Ghosts was fantastic on the home consoles.
I agree.
From one difficult, annoying game to another.
Correct. Yes. Absolutely.
I agree.
Run around naked all the damn time.
Another classic Golden Axe.
Golden Axe game.
I love
Golden Axe. Should be higher up than the first one they did.
Yeah, see, somebody really, honestly, who did this?
Gunstar.
Someone's done it the wrong way around.
First of all, Gunstar Heroes at number 10. Come on,
that's insane. That game is amazing.
Come on.
Jurassic Park. That's one of your favorites, Ray.
Of course, man. I used to wake up in the morning, I forget to turn it off, and that stupid.
Yep, there's Mortal Kombat at 12.
Classic.
94 for Madden.
Hey, let me tell you, I love my football.
Was a key point in the series because it was the first time that a rotating camera was introduced. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I want to say Vicarious Visions developed that game before they started, or not Vicarious Visions. Vicarious Visions. That's the ones that did the NFL 2K games, right?
I think you're correct.
Yeah, I want to say they did the Genesis port to this game.
Yeah. Okay, so that Madden 94, never played that one, man. I haven't. Miss Pac-Man, I played a lot in the arcade.
I was looking for my box, man. It's over here somewhere.
Jeff.
That is awesome, Jeff.
Where did you pick that up at, Jeff?
I don't know, but I blew the bank on the price.
$5.
Yeah, well, Jeff, you got 92. Ooh. You got 92 because I got 92.
Look.
Hey, he's got the manual in the box.
Yeah, that's clean.
Yeah. That's looking good. Most of the boxes.
Oh, he's digging. Look. I guarantee you his Madden, my Madden is bigger than his Madden.
Well, Miss Pac-Man was a classic.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, he busted it out.
Oh, wait, wrong system. What system are we talking?
We're talking Sega. You have it in a box.
He's gone.
He wants to see a box and a manual, Jeff. Or it don't count.
There is not one. Look, no dust whatsoever.
That's
great Madden.
So, Essex and EFFTENDO, where do you guys go to find most of your games? If you're actually looking to go collect, where do you go searching? I imagine it might be a little different for you, Essex, since you want the box and you want it to be in high quality and everything. But if you're looking for an item, what's your procedure to try to find it?
It really does depend on the item, like you said there. There are retro game shops, stores in our country, in the UK. Oh, he's found the cartridge. There you go.
Great version of Madden. No NFL license, but
I got
good,
3 of those,
version.
Jeff. I have 3 of them.
3 of them.
Metal?
One's in the box, Jeff.
We look, it's the same spots as you guys. If you go to a boot sale, a swap meet, whatever, and you get lucky, then you're going to find something. But you're very rarely going to find definitely boxed Madden in this country. You might find a boxed FIFA. There's a chance of that, but most other things you're not going to find boxed cardboard. There's no Nintendo games at boot sales anymore. Them days, this isn't, Pat the NES punk or whatever running out and finding all these. I don't know if he's put them there or something like that, but that is not happening in this country anymore. There are no Nintendo games at swap meets. There are no Nintendo games in charity shops or Goodwill, as you guys. I think you've got Goodwill. There are no Nintendo games in Goodwill in this country. If you want a NES game, really, you're going to go to either a specialist shop, you're going to go to eBay, or you're going to go to your friends, relatives, their friends, relatives. You're gonna need to cast. And that's one of the tips that I kind of try to say to people: don't be ashamed of what you enjoy, because life's too short for a start. It feels as if I have found a I found a good percentage of my games for good prices through just saying, I collect games and I'm proud that I play games. What's wrong with that? It's fine. Yes, I also go out and drink beer with my friends and watch football and do lots of other really manly stuff, but I also play games, so a lot of people go, oh, well, we got something in the loft. I'm sure there was like a box of games in the loft. Do you remember that? And then they go, yeah. Look, get the ladders down. Let's have a little look in the loft. Next thing, you've got some PlayStation 1 games, or you've got some NES games, and they're going, look, let me give you. No, you take them. And it's that. So one tip I always say to people is ask. Let them know that that's what you do. Ask them and think. So I know that's a long answer, but a lot of they're the only options really nowadays, especially for Nintendo stuff, boxed stuff. Very, very difficult to find out there.
Right on. Where do you, I think you already told us some.
Yeah.
Goodwill,
it's pretty
place you go.
Pretty similar to me. Goodwill. If I'm really diehard just searching for something and I don't want to pay the eBay prices, I do go to a flea market. I don't have, I'm not ashamed of saying that I'm a collector and that I play games. That's my passion. However, I am very timid. So if I go to a garage sale, I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to look around and then, all right, I don't see anything. Okay, I'm out. So that I could be better. I mean, I actually was really paying attention to what you just said, Essex, excuse me, and that is something that I think I'm going to try a little more. Just flat out asking, hey, I collect video games. Do you have anything here?
Hey, the Goodwill, what I used to do, I'm like, hey, this is my name, this is my number, this is what I'm looking for. Call me. And I used to get calls. Hey, we got this batch in. And come and take a look. It's who you know. You got to talk. It's who you know. I used to go in the back of Goodwill, and they have before they put it out on the floor, they would like, "Hey, you can go through this." And I was like, "Oh my god,
that's awesome."
But he's right, man. Nintendo. I could not find any NES, but I could find a lot of PlayStation 1 games.
Oh, I did forget to mention Facebook Market too. It could get a little annoying, but Facebook Market actually is a good spot to look for classic games as well.
So this is literally. I was gonna do a video on this tomorrow, so this is like a proper news flash here. This is my
preview.
I found
breaking news.
Yeah, there you go. I found today. I paid £40 for this bundle.
Ooh.
I like that blue already.
Like $60? Is that for like $55? Something like that,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So Vita, PS Vita game.
Nice.
Now look, we got the usuals, you know. Look, Lego Marvel,
Yeah.
Jesus, Lego Movie, oh my God, Lego Harry Potter, clearly into their Lego games. But then we've got, oh my God, Lego Batman. What other Legos? Lego Chima. You know, so we've got some Lego going on. But then we've got PlayStation All-Star. I mean, that game's probably about a £15-20 game in this country. Rayman Legends, about a £20-25 game maybe. I'm saving the best till last, by the way. Angry Birds Star Wars, probably about maybe 20 again.
Yep. Son was a huge Angry Bird fan.
Tearaway, maybe 25-30.
Fantastic game.
Say Angry Birds and one of the other titles covered all of them pretty much for what you paid. Dang,
I'm going to show you the title that covered all of them.
I can't wait.
Can I guess? Is it Persona?
These all cost minus £10.
Wow.
Oh wow!
Basically, because this title is worth about 50 to 60, maybe minus 20. But this last one, I'm holding you in real suspense here. It is Sly Cooper.
Oh wow! Okay, nice.
So these Sly Cooper games have really on the PS2 as well. I don't know if you guys know much about these, but there's the Sly Cooper games have really gone up in value. Not mega, but you know they've really risen. There's a trilogy, Vita trilogy Sly Cooper game, which is worth over 100, I believe, over £100 now. So that was all Facebook Marketplace, and the lady said, "What you know? Just give me £5, £4. It was 10 games. Just give me £4 each." I was like, well. Some of them are worth more than that, you know. And she said, "Oh, look, I didn't know there was worth anything, so I'm more than happy with that." So
wow,
I just gave her what she asked for, and that was that, you know. But yeah, Vita. Honestly, I don't know about in America, but and in Canada, but Vita in the UK, some of them games are getting outrageous. Ratchet and Clank Trilogy is like 100+ game now.
I really loved the original PlayStation handheld, and I was able to mod that, and with a certain chip you could put 2 SD cards in it, so you could get up to 128 gig or something.
That's sick.
We love them. I love the Vita. I remember going to get this with Ridge Racer. I bought a Japanese one because all that was different was X and square around the
my daughter has mine. So I gave it to her when she graduated. That was one of her graduation presents. I said, "Hey, here you go."
But this was before. You got to think. This is before a tablet. Like before.
I was blown off.
You know, you could carry movies and TV shows and games all on the same thing.
I kept the PSP though. I kept my PSP.
We went on holiday. We went on holiday just to like a caravan site where we'd all, you know, and we went to the clubhouse, you know, where you were all having drinks, the bar, and all the rest of it. And my dad at the time, because I'd got this. I went into the central London, met a Japanese lady, and she'd got it from Japan, and I gave her lots of money. I mean, I did pay a lot of money for it, if I remember rightly. But I'm playing Ridge Racer on it, and I was showing him, and he ended up taking it off me and taking it to people in the bar, going, "Have you seen this? This is outrageous!" Like, because what was it? What was the comparison then?
PS2.
Like, yeah, no, but I mean handheld. Like,
I would say it would have been the iPod Video.
Yeah,
that came out a little bit afterwards.
That would have been the only thing very similar.
Because the DS was Nintendo just had the original DS, so that's it. I mean, you had the Gizmodo, but I don't think the Gizmodo came out. I think it came out after that, and then disappeared quietly.
Yeah,
so,
you're right.
You know, you just think like I remember looking at it. I mean, and that's nostalgia. You know, you asked what nostalgia was at the start. I remember looking at it and literally going, "This cannot be real. Like, what is this in my hands?"
Yeah.
And I always think about that. You know, there's something we always discuss and laugh about. Can you imagine taking an iPod back to pre-war sort of thing, or like 1920s, taking an iPad back and going, "Look, just ask it what you want to know."
Yeah, get burnt at the stake.
Probably.
Well, remember in the old days, you know, and again, very nostalgia, but remember in the old days, you're sitting in a bar, you're talking to your friends, and you have a debate with somebody in a bar about something. Like you say, the Declaration of Independence or whatever was written in such year. I should know this, but you guys obviously know this better than I do. You know, this was written in this year. You would say, "Oh, was it? Okay." Like you wouldn't, you just,
you wouldn't
if you didn't know, that would be it. So your mate would come up to you and say, when was the decoration? And you would go, oh, it was there. And you go, no, it wasn't. It was in this year. Well, he's talking rubbish, that guy. Well, before you thought that guy was really, really clever. Now you just say, Alexa, what year was like? So all them pretenders in the old days, you know, all them people that came across as really clever, they don't, you know, they're finished now. So what a different world we live in, you know, to answer everything as easy as that.
This is a great segue because we do live in a completely different world. Consumer advocacy is completely different. Consumer information is completely different. Let's take a blast from the past when Super Nintendo was first released. Let's watch a news article or a news clip from that time. I've got audio on, so if there's an echo, I'm going to remove it as soon as it's done. So let's see here. It's got to have bad audio too, because this is an old clip.
Industry is hotter than ever this season, and one good reason, Nintendo has introduced some hot new toys. But have things gone a bit too far? This evening, Ken Shockley wraps up a special report on Video Mania.
Does this really have to cost this much? Where should the anger be directed? Not at the parents.
Dude, my hairstyle. Oh my God, I want my hair back.
Want that hair back?
For families whom you could call Nintendo.
You can play in it.
Your pressure starts. I feel maybe exploited.
Psychologists' offices might get more crowded this holiday season. Just in time for Christmas, the Japanese toy maker Nintendo has come out with a new set of electronic video games. At $200, a Super Nintendo setup costs twice as much as the old system, and you can't mix and match.
We're going to get
for the money, the company promises better pictures, sound, and adventures. Some of the new games look like updated takes on fairly well-known formats. In the racing game of F-Zero, you're in a race car.
Really?
I guess
That's how
I'm driving.
He had to show him driving, you know.
The 3D effect, as you can see, is pretty good by video game standards.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have paid for an attachment to be able to do this.
If I could have put my face like that,
A real good player, meaning you've got the skill of a 9 or 10-year-old, you can even try to jump your car. But look out! If you miss, the game lets you know your status. Some parents are refusing to be taken in.
I'm going to say no, and I'm going to explain to him how people market things to make you spend more money.
Nintendo controls the video market. Some game players prefer the pictures of its competitor Sega.
I remember those days in the store.
That's what I'm saying. Do you guys remember, like, here in a second, somebody's going to mention, I took a bus so I could come here to the store to play this game.
That's crazy.
Like, some people would, like, travel to go find the displays to actually play because they didn't have one at home.
But no matter how you play the game,
they still do that to this day. You go to Target.
A long way since Pac-Man. Ken Shockneck, Channel 4.
All right, there's one more here. I'm gonna play. Here it is. Now this is the release of the Nintendo 64.
This holiday season, it's the new Nintendo 64. So, what's the
no audio?
And why is Toys R Us?
I can hear it.
It's low.
Oh, it's really low. Okay.
Yeah.
Considering how popular
Santa Monica.
right here, who are they?
You can't pick out the president and the vice president or whatever, or gonna be vice president. Or they were running against each other. I forget. Yeah. This is the stuff I remember.
Yep.
Is going to the store to play these games. My mom would go shopping, and I'd be at that thing until she had to come get me.
Yeah.
Including zoom in technology that might
just amazing.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think the Nintendo 64 was a humongous leap forward. At least it got my imagination turning with 3D and what was going to be possible.
And then I walked in, I bought this 64.
This is funny. This is my favorite part about this. She's buying it for a 35-year-old man.
Hey, did you see that box he had? Did you see the box? Mario.
Heck yeah.
Oh man, this is bringing me back.
Yeah.
It is awesome. And then one last thing. We won't watch all of it or nothing, but look at how young Phil Harris was.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Look at how young. This is the UK release of the Sony PlayStation.
Dude, look at that game in the back. Oh my God.
Ridge Racer.
Phil
Harrison, director of
You can barely hear him.
for Sony Music Entertainment.
You can hear the.
Now tell us about the PlayStation.
What is it? What does it do?
Did he just roll his eyes?
I think he did.
Even then, he didn't want to talk about the products he would sell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
even then, I guess.
Hey, let me tell you something, Kevin. I don't know if he's in the chat, but I said, look, man, it's Sega Nintendo. Sony sells Walkmans. There's no way. This get out of here.
Yep.
And I went over his house. He showed me that game, and I saw Battletoads Sheetan, and I was like, I bought the system the next day.
Yep.
All right, on. And Mr. Urban World, great shout out, man. That's one of my favorite consoles of all time was the Dreamcast.
Yes.
I really love that system. Ready to Rumble really popped, man, on the screen when you played that, and it was amazing.
Sega Dreamcast was actually my first Sega console that I purchased day one. All the other ones, like I didn't own any other Sega console except for a Game Gear. Actually, I loved my Game Gear. But Sega Dreamcast was the first. I was at work one day, and it was September 9th, 1999, and I heard people talking about it, and I called my dad. I'm like, hey, do me a favor. My checkbook is in the room. Can you go to the game shop and go pick up a Dreamcast? Because I think they got a couple extra. So he got that and NFL 2K, and man, I fell in love. I hated PlayStation 2 so much when they destroyed Dreamcast.
Yeah, man, Dreamcast. I don't know if they directly destroyed it or if they kind of destroyed themselves, but I completely loved the Dreamcast, man. I did. How about you, Essex? Did you ever acquire a Dreamcast or play one?
Yeah. When I was a kid, and I've got quite a few.
That collection
Dreamcast
behind you is
games.
beautiful.
Yeah, behind you mentioned N64, and it was amazing because you guys will appreciate this more than me. It likely won't get played. I know you're probably going to be upset with me because of that. But I managed to snag this week.
Let me tell you something. I played the hell out of that game.
Yeah,
I played the hell out of that game. I was
club.
Played the hell out of
it. Because it was in the good condition. Because it was in good condition,
Nice.
I managed to pick it. I picked it up. Because it's not really us in the UK. We don't really play them. Look, I'm speaking for the whole country. Jeez, I can't do that. But I and none of my friends really play NFL. Probably should give it more of a go. We play more rugby game. Like we've got Jonah Lumu rugby.
Love that game. Love rugby.
Yeah, we played a lot of that. I played a lot of that on the Saturn when I was a kid. Jonah Lumu.
What was your favorite Dreamcast game or title that you played?
The problem is that my favorite. Oh no! Look, I've already said Super Mario Brothers 3 is my favorite game of all time. But one of my very close to Super Mario Brothers 3 favorite games is Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil 2 on the Dreamcast graphically is like far and above, or I would say, than the GameCube. I think it's even better than the game. Is it better than the GameCube? It's very close. But on the Dreamcast, I really liked it. I'm going to say something. It's going to really, again, and I don't want to make a habit of annoying you, but one of my favorite games is a very cheap game, and it is Virtua Striker, which is a football game. Sorry, a soccer game. And it's a £10 game. It's not an expensive game, but it's an arcade game. It's very, very frustrating. But it's a very good graphical arcade game that was literally, if you'd never even played football, it was about getting you to go and put your money in the arcade. You didn't need to play football. It was 3 buttons, very simple, different sort of camera angle. So there was that. So look, I could be one of these and say, oh, Street Fighter Double Impact and stuff like that, but no. I think I'm probably going to pick a cheap game like that. Oh, and Resident Evil 3, the best version of Resident Evil 3, in my opinion, is on Dreamcast.
Yeah, Code Veronica. Believe it or not, that's my favorite Dreamcast game.
Good pick, man. Good pick.
That would have been my pick.
It's one I pre-ordered and I played all the way through it and loved every minute of it, man. Because it looks so crisp compared to
so much better than PS2. So much better.
So I'm gonna throw you guys something that was created by Sega, The House of the Dead.
Ooh, I like that shooting game. Yeah.
Okay, I had many.
You have the zappers. Yeah.
Good times. Even the bass, the fishing game. I had the Dreamcast fishing rod.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I have to say, Mr. Urban World throws out an interesting point. Jet Set Radio was probably my favorite. Absolute. Like, play it over and over and over and over again. Loved the music. Didn't care about, the actual, like, completing the game, but the music. I loved all of it, man. Jet Set was a fabulous game. Did you ever check that out, Essex?
Yeah. No, good game. And then they brought it back for Xbox Original, I think. There was a version on Xbox Original.
Yep, it came out again for a later system. But yeah, I loved
they
the art design and the music.
Just briefly, they really messed us up. Microsoft really messed us up with that. I mean, even when we're titling things. I mean, I put a title together on YouTube. What'd you do? I say Xbox OG, but what how are you supposed to refer to that console? It's very annoying.
I agree.
Speaking of Xbox Pro, I did put a video. It's at the top of an Xbox event.
Oh, did you share it? Do you want me to play it or?
Yeah.
Can you put
it
in the
zero? It says 0 hour.
0 hour. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know where I'm looking. I'll go to if you want to pop the link in the private chat, I'll
it's I'm gonna here, I'll just bring it back down.
Okay, you got it.
Speaking of GoldenEye real quick, I just realized, or I just found out that there is a large speedrunning community around GoldenEye. Did you guys know that?
Massive. Yeah.
I didn't. And come to find out, they found out a new way of it's without cheats or hacks or anything like that. It's just using the actual how they develop the game and the rules that the developers use to get the game to work. They'll run up against a wall or try to do the auto aim thing to go through cracks. It's very, very interesting, but they just beat the world record because they found a new technique to use.
That's insane. Speed running always gives me extreme anxiety.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't like it.
I don't know if you've ever seen Eli when him play Hitman, but that is amazing.
I gotta look it up.
Like, I can play Hitman, but this guy owns Hitman.
they're doing speed runs and everything. Simpsons, SpongeBob. They're doing speed runs and everything now. That is the thing for 2021 is speed runs and games you never even someone I got to find it. Someone was doing speed running in because I do SpongeBob every first Friday of every month on my retro side. Never thought of doing a speed run in SpongeBob, but yeah, they're all over the place now.
Right on. All right, we're gonna get to your This Week in Retro, Jeff, because we have a bunch of videos to show along with that for all the stuff you posted. But we're gonna play this first real quick.
All right, so this was the Xbox 360 launch. Me and Kevin actually went to this launch, and they gave us bean bags to sit on because it was a 3-day event. That was the theme was X-Files, so they were in an airplane hangar, and it was guys dressed up as in suits and shades, and they had tiki drummers that were playing the tiki drummers, and they opened the door, and then we walked in, and this like, oh my god, it was amazing. And then so you know what we did with the beanbags? We just threw it up in the air. I didn't throw mine up in the air because it was like, hey, what am I going to sit on for 3 days? So I said, the hell with that, and it was free. So they gave us hoodies by Adidas that said Xbox 360 0 hour.
They should have took all that money on that merch and made sure the Ring of Death didn't happen.
And then
you guys have all made a great journey. So what do you think?
Just to let you know, guys, we were in the Mojave Desert, so it was cold as I don't know what.
So are you going to be in this video, Ray?
Oh, you never know. You might. We'll see. And here, everybody.
I'm looking for Ray in the crowd.
Yeah, well, shut up. Then let me tell you, this was so awesome.
That is sick.
When you open the door.
The beer hat.
You were skinnier back then, right, Ray?
You shut up. So they open the door and this giant Xbox 360 is right there.
Dude, that is ridiculous.
Wow.
All right.
Amazing.
Inside was nothing but Xbox 360s and HD TVs, and we got to play all the games for 3 days. And on the third day, we were able to get our Xbox 360 before anybody else could in the United States.
That's nuts.
What a
So only a certain few got to win these bands. I won the band.
This kind of reminds me of the Series X refrigerator that they made. You know?
Yeah. So man, just look, I'm surprised nobody got Stampede on because we're all walking inside.
Oh, so this is you guys entering the event.
We're going inside, man.
Open. Okay.
Going inside. That's the first time they ever showed Gears of War.
Yeah.
We played, oh my God.
That was a big event then.
Yeah. Madden 2006, NHL 2006. They had Dragon's Warrior. They had, oh my God, all the games that were launched for the Xbox 360. And so we're just walking in. They look at the piles of and that's
silly.
The bean bags.
Those are all the look. People just said the hell with the bean bags. We had beanbags fights too. There was beanbags fights.
I'd have grabbed a handful of them on the way back to the van.
Seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, we're walking in. Me and Kevin, man, we were like two little oh my God, we were cheesing walking inside here.
Well, Kevin got you to invest in the PlayStation, didn't he?
Yep.
Got you to go grab up a PlayStation.
He sure did. PS1. I was one of those haters, man, because I was a Nintendo Sega fanboy. And
when did Kevin get his 3DO? Because I got mine way later. Like it was like the very last thing that Best Buy was selling.
When was the riots? When did we have the riots? I'm just playing. I'm joking. So look, guys, so you walk in, and look where you got to sit down, and there was TV. Everybody had you got to share a TV.
That is ridiculous.
And and 3 days, guys, 3 days. There was no hotels, nowhere. This is where you were at for 3 days. Inside this hangar. I slept on the beanbag, man. It was my pillow.
That's insane.
That would have been so fun to be
so just so you know, the Xbox 360s were actually in plastic cases, so you couldn't pick it up and take it off. It was in a locked plastic case.
Where's your pillow and hoodie now?
My hoodie is hanging in the closet.
Woo!
And the beanbag, I think I hit somebody and it exploded, so I never got to take the beanbag home. But I have and Kevin has his hoodie too.
That is fantastic.
And then yeah, that's it. And I know you can stop it, man. I mean, that's what it was. But if you could close up on it real quick, and I can show you something.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Sick.
You want to go full screen? Hold on.
That's me and Kevin sitting down. We were wearing our football jerseys, and we're actually there. We are playing, sitting on the beanbags.
That's fantastic, Ray.
Yeah. So
Kevin says I still wear my hoodie.
Yeah, I wear my hoodie too, man. So there you guys. That's my Xbox 360 launch.
There's no way that hoodie fits.
You shut up.
Okay, somebody shared this link and wanted me to bring it up. So right before
remember Ray said I'm a troll.
Oh,
I got you. He's a troll.
We were talking again. It's not a retro rewind if we don't talk GoldenEye, and this popped up in my feed. So there you go.
Absolutely. All right, Jeff. This week in retro, man, have at it. Take it away.
All right, this will be quick. So for the new people watching and our guests, every week or every 2 weeks, I do, and periodically when I see something exciting, I do a post on this week or this day in retro gaming, and I pick up the days over the next week or so and what came out, what struck me as retro. I go back to the 80s, the 90s, DOS, Windows, PlayStation 1. I try not to go past 2, but. So on 19, go Planet of the Apes, Windows version, Star Trek, Collector's Edition, and a regular edition of Elite Forces and Commando 2, and you got some gameplay?
Yep. Here's some Planet of the Apes. I'll show you what this looks like real quick. I figured we'd instead of just reading off the games, we'll show you what they looked like in the year they came out.
This is awesome.
Some of these old graphics going here. That was probably beautiful and top of the line when it come out.
It was all what it was. It what do they call it? FMV video.
Yeah, FMV.
Yeah.
FMV. Yeah, full motion video, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was the huge like gimmick that they sold on the Sega CD and all those systems, and almost 3DO as well in the CDI.
Hey,
you want to try playing Sherlock Holmes nowadays? Try playing Sherlock Holmes on the Mega CD. You can't even see what you can't even see Sherlock Holmes.
I think my favorite game on the 3DO, and I think it was on the CDI as well, was that Wing Commander game with Mark Hamill and the big puppets or whatever, the people in outfits.
I remember that.
Pretty cool.
Jeez.
Oh yeah. Mark Hamill was a real good actor, man. It's called Wing Commander. It's this whole series. Oh,
I love this guy. Let me tell you something. Love.
Just
love
right in front of it.
Love me some Wing Commander.
All right, so this was Planet of the Apes. I'm going to skip forward, see if we can get anything else here.
You sure that ain't the story of Jeff?
Yeah, them graphics, they're pretty good.
That's not bad, yeah.
I wish I looked like that. The ape one, the ape one, not the.
Yeah, that's
the definition of the legs there. The definition.
Ask me if I ever go up to Canada and meet Jeff. Punch him out.
And here is Star Trek Voyager.
That's got to be PC. That's got to be PC in them times.
Yes, yeah, it's PC.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that is far too clear. I mean, I had a PC. I was big into PCs back then and always talking my dad into getting the next graphics card or next memory that every time you put one of the games in, you needed to upgrade your PC. It was literally like every time.
Yes.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, that was frustrating. It can still get frustrating today, but most graphics card you can buy, you could at least turn the settings down and still play it at a good, resolution and good frame rate and stuff. But back in the day, yeah, you need another 256 megs,
Oh, the wars in the playground. Because I if I had a PC, I was playing Tomb Raider 1, for example. They're like, yeah, I've got it on PlayStation. Yeah, you ain't got this Tomb Raider 1. Like, no, it's the same game. No. You come around my house, you'll see a very different game.
You'll see the difference. There's no doubt. And here's Commandos 2. I've never heard of this game. Never played it.
Yeah.
Looks like isometric, maybe. I don't know.
I've not played it. I've heard of it. I've not played it. That looks.
I like those old war games on the the early gaming and the early consoles. Your SOCOMs and your whatnots, right? So.
Yep. I agree.
It's like you've planned for this month's pickups, because I'm going to do this month's pickups
Medal
tomorrow.
of Honor.
But it's literally like you've planned for it.
Oh,
look at this guy.
Look at that.
Literally
yeah.
Wait a minute, man! You need to go send those in and get them appraised. Those are like
no. They're not
millions and
sealed.
millions of dollars.
They're not sealed. It's just their plastic cases that we.
I could officially play this game. Commandos 2. I could definitely play this one.
I'd play that. That looks like a good game. Yeah, I'll play that game.
You should try and emulate it, Will.
Yeah, I will. I know you're a snob and don't want me to, but hey, I will.
It's not for me, but you go right ahead.
Oh, look at that. Dragon's Lair.
Loved Dragon's Lair. That came out. That was the DOS version. That came out, and that was my last year of school. And we had it installed on a couple of, this is back in the day before they wiped out machines and stuff. So we had that installed on a couple of the brand new computers. And so we would, after class, we would all sit around and we would play in the lab, in the computer lab. And people thought we were doing homework, but instead we were playing Dragon's Lair. And then I can't not put in a Neo Geo game for Will. And I know also Will is a big Baldur's Gate 3 fan.
Yes.
And so Baldur's Gate 2 came out.
Shadows.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of? Do you know a game called Dungeon Keeper?
Yes, Dungeon Keeper.
Yeah, it was a bullfrog. It was a bullfrog game. Like the people that made like Theme Park and Theme Hospital. It's quite popular over here. I just wondered if you guys knew it.
Yeah, I've Dungeon Keeper. I've heard of the title. What is it? Do you have the box to see the art?
I'd know. It was
Okay.
only released on PC. I don't collect for PC. It was only released on PC.
See, you know what though?
Now,
You probably have played it. It's probably a different name because UK had different names than what we had.
Different variants.
And I'm noticing that this is not the exact Dan Bluth animations or anything. I mean, it's similar, but it's not like here. I'll show you what I mean. You see how this looks and everything. Let me do this real quick. Let me stop sharing that, and I'm gonna find actually like what it's supposed to look like.
Didn't they port that game to the Game Boy?
I believe they did.
Or Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color.
They shout out to Game Boy Advance Color.
Game Boy Advance Color.
Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. Share screen. Boom. Boom. Now this is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like.
That's
and this
it.
is still being filmed. It's not being captured, I'll say. It's being filmed from a screen. But that's the Dan Bluth animations and stuff, man. When I first looked it up, I didn't realize that they had to sacrifice it to make it for DOS, for Windows or whatever at that time. So this is the game I remember playing in the arcade.
25 lives, your kid would hate that.
Yeah. Well, it was like 75 cents.
Yep.
And you got to play for like 15 seconds if you knew what you were doing.
I was just gonna say I've only played this game one time. It was at a roller skating rink in New Jersey, and I put in my 75 cents and I played for literally 5 seconds. And then, I was like, I'm never playing this game again. And to this day, I've never played that game again.
All right, we're gonna bring this back up. So, all right, the next one was the 1998 King of Fighters. And of course, it's Neo Geo. We got a representation of that here. Oh,
I only put those in for you. I seek them out now to put them in for you, Will.
Hey, shout out to SNK, man.
Look, I love Neo Geo. I don't have a Neo Geo again because I've never found one without the tab ripped. Where you open the box, there's a tab at the top, and I can't find one that hasn't got the polystyrene broken, hasn't got the tab ripped, and isn't less than £600. Like them three things just don't go together. But I was a Street Fighter man, I can't sacrifice Street Fighter for King of Fighters, I'm afraid. But I understand.
See, I really wanted a Neo Geo, but after seeing their whole game library, if I would have purchased one, I probably would have been a little upset. They've got awesome games like Metal Slug and a whole bunch of games, but most of them are set up to be fighters, 2-on-2.
I think EFFTENDO's doing it right, to be fair, with what he just showed us,
Oh, yeah, let me bring that up and get you on solo layout there. What is that exactly?
So this is the Neo Geo Mini, basically.
Nice.
It's basically when all the other consoles were coming out with the mini versions, Neo Geo did come out release one. Portably wise, it's awesome. It has nice sticks. It actually has USB-C connectors for the controllers, so I also do have 2 controllers. Nice. The bad thing about this is it has HDMI micro to regular HDMI, and when you connect it to a TV, it looks really bad. It's just stretched out and it doesn't look good. But on the little screen, it's awesome. And another bad thing about this is it does not have a battery, so you have to plug it in to have power. But other than that, it's collecting dust, but it's part of my collection. I love it.
Yeah.
You can get an official arcade stick as well that has the games in it, like the Capcom one.
Oh,
you
the
can
stick
get that
itself.
if that was something you fancied. Yeah, you can. I don't think they're that expensive anymore for an unboxed one. So you can, because look, fighting games are fighting games. Again, I'm going to get people just unsubscribing left, right, and centre. But the fighting game, to me, once you've played King of Fighters for a bit, I don't think you need to be paying thousands to play that game. It's a bit silly, really. But look, there's me saying that with all this rubbish around me.
All right, Jeff, the last part of your This Week in Retro, sir. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. There's just better things on the other television. What do
now I hope it ain't the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, because
7-3, buddy. 7-3. Let's go. Let's see. We got the document of Metal Gear Solid DOS, Super Mario. So then the last three all came out various years on my birthday. Super Mario 64. We were talking about Nintendo earlier. Baldur's Gate. This is the Windows version released in the UK. The other one was US and Canada, I think, if you scroll up. And then Age of Empires 2, the Age of Kings.
Actually,
in 1989.
I played that on PC. Played that on my old PC.
And part 2, Baldur's Gate 2, is very different from part 3. You move all your characters at the same time. There's no turn-based combat at all. It's very, very interesting. They did do a remake of this, and I think I'm gonna have to grab it and play it because it llooks amazing. I know
you're a big Baldur's Gate fan, so I threw that on there.
Yes,
I for our UK friend, I threw a few UK versions of things being released.
Mm. Hey Jeff, I just want to say I appreciate the way you say Mario. Because I say it the same exact way, and I get people like it's Mario. No, it's Super Mario.
Super Mario.
Yeah, we do not say Mario over it. We say Mario.
You say Mario as well. Okay, see,
Mario. Yeah. But I have heard Mario be said quite a lot. But there's loads of things like that in there, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like Sega, in it. So there's people out there that call it Sega.
Yeah,
Sega.
Well, hey, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out, for tuning in, and for communicating in the chat. We really appreciate it. And thank you to Essex Retro Gamer and to EFFTENDO for joining us.
Thank you.
Essex, why don't you go ahead and tell people where they can find you and what you may be up to coming up?
We've got a new game. The games room's changed quite a lot. So I've got to work on a new games room tour. We just went past 1,000 subscribers. So we're doing a giveaway. We're going to give away an Evercade, I think. I don't know if you guys know about the Evercade, but I think we're going to do that.
Fantastic.
Just to give back something, because it's a real achievement to get 1,000 subscribers. I think I've been blown away by it. And,
congratulations on that.
Congratulations. Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
it feels good. It feels really good. People want to listen to me talk rubbish. But I would rather take this opportunity as well to just let you know about a few of the people that I watch in the UK, because you guys might not know. One thing in particular that we go on a lot, especially if you're up for and they will post, I believe, to America and other places. There is a swap shop. We call it the swap shop in the UK. There's about 60-70 people that view it every 2 weeks on a Sunday. It's actually on at the moment. It's on today. And they, you were saying about where to get Nes Games or where to get different games. These are collectors going on and showing sort of what their doubles are. If they've bought bundles and they've ended up with extra games and stuff like that, they'll go on there and they'll put those on there. And it's a real sort of friendly, chatty, just a group of blokes drinking beer and nice. And swapping games. There's a load of channels. If you're into the older stuff, the Commodore 64, Sinclair stuff, I'm not. I know nothing about it. It's not on my channel at all. There's a guy called Retro B8. He's really good in the UK for that. So, yeah. I mean, look, I've got more than 1,000 subscribers, so I feel sometimes I've got to try and give back to other people, and they're two people that have helped me channel wise. So yeah, but thanks for that, and thanks for today. This has been brilliant. It's fantastic getting to know all you guys, and it's been wicked.
Yes, thank you for yeah, it was all just kind of last minute. We were just kind of, this week we were just kind of, and Will kept saying, "Is he going to join?" I'm like, I don't know. He's a game time decision on Sunday. And then, this morning when I woke up at 5:30, there was your message saying, "I think I can join." So I'm like, all right, well, I'll be in touch later.
When you told me, I went to the YouTube channel and I clicked on and I watched some of the videos. And guys, please go check out you'll love it. You'll love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the New Gamer. I want to watch that series, man. So I'm definitely got some videos to watch. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. The discussion was fabulous.
Yep.
So EFFTENDO, where can people find you? What are you up to, sir?
I stream on Monday nights and occasionally early Sunday or Saturday and Sunday mornings on youtube.com/gaming source network. I basically just stream cloud games because the setup is much easier for me to be able to stream. And I stream at weird hours because I'm a dad and I got a bunch of kids and they need me. And on Twitter, you can find me at EFFTENDO, EFFTENDO, and I'm just out there trying to be positive as possible on all gaming related issues. I don't believe in just one thing. I believe in everything because why not?
Well, hey, I want to tell you, you succeed in that. You succeed in that because your vibe is what kept bringing me back to watch you, man. And I'm just so happy you were able to join us today.
Awesome,
Learning
man.
both of your personal
awesome.
gaming history is fantastic, man.
Man, thank you. I really appreciate it. And it was really awesome to be here.
And don't worry, Ray can tell you this. It's a great day, the day your children want nothing more to do with you. And you can go back to gaming and living your life, and they want zero to do with you, and they don't want you to be anywhere near you, anything else. So it's a good day when that happens. Right, Ray?
Yeah,
all right.
I agree.
All right, Ray. What are you up to, man? Where can people find you, sir?
Well, tonight I'm Ray3473. I'm the gaming cyborg. Tonight, I for the first time, part 1, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I love history. I love pirates. And I'm excited. I saw Stadia Pro stream the game. It looked beautiful. So I'm gonna give it a try tonight. And then tomorrow? I'm gonna be doing some Rainbow Six Siege because I love shooting and killing people. And then catch me on my good friend from the UK, Rock, the Rock Reveal Show with John Scars, Vet Cloud Gaming, and then Twitter, Ray3473. I'm always posting what I'm doing. And shout out to this great panel. Thank you, Jeff, for getting all the information. Awesome show. Awesome group of guys here. Shout out to Ryzak.
All right, Jeff. How about you, sir?
I am at Jeff Janak, anywhere that's important. So your Twitters, your Instagrams. It's Jeff M. Janak on Snapchat and TikTok. So Sundays, obviously, I do this. Off weekends, I do a little console, play some Access football while we watch some NFL football. Mondays and Monday nights at 8, I do my Stadia Bash Community Network stream where I play Stadia games. I do that also on Wednesdays where I play Crata and something else. And then Friday nights at 6:30 Eastern, I do retro games on my PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2. This month, we're working through Shadow of Colossus. The first Friday of every month, I do SpongeBob. And then I play sometimes else on the weekend, depending on what else is going on.
Shout out to the Griefers crew.
You got your MySpace address there, Jeff?
Of course I do. Yes, of course I do. Yes, I do.
He's pretty proud of his TikTok, man. That's pretty cool. But all right, I am
behind making a Cowboys TikTok, but it's coming, Ray. It's coming for you, Ray.
Yeah, as long as your OnlyFans and mini vids don't come my way, I'm happy. Happy.
Well, all right.
You are my first OnlyFans paying subscriber, Ray.
Yeah, so that's a lie. Cut.
I don't know, boys. Where are we going?
Yeah, turn around. That's a dead end. Turn around.
Apparently, we're not going to finish that story. All right. Well, I'm William. I've been one of your hosts, aka Stadia Pro Gaming. You can find me on my Stadia Pro Gaming YouTube channel. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 12 to 2. And every other Sunday, you can find me on the same channel for a fabulous episode of Retro Rewind. This has been episode 11, and I just want to thank my guests again. You all have been wonderful, and I thank you guys so much for joining in.
Thank you.
All righty, we're out, boys. See you later,
all right.
guys.
What's up, Anthony the Cowboy?